What's Driving Token Price. I'm your host, Katie Talati, Director of Research at Arca. For those joining us for the first time, I'm responsible for analyzing and identifying digital asset and blockchain opportunities for Arca's funds. As part of our research, my team and I examine token prices and the market events that act as catalysts for price change. Based on our research over the past week, here are some notable token price moves and what we think, or here are some notable tokens and what we think drove these moves. As a reminder, this content is not intended to be investment advice, investment research, or an investment recommendation. Please consult your investment professional for your own circumstances. All right, guys, it has been a bit of a week. So far, just some of the top line stuff that I can't even believe has already happened is Monday morning, we started off the week with a fake Bitcoin ETF approval headline that pushed the market up like 7%. As a reminder, make sure that when you are looking at things, sourcing is, from high quality sources, such as some of the ETF analysts out there on Twitter. Those are one of the best ones for, info on that. Late last week, the SEC also announced that they would not be appealing the Grayscale ETF decision, which was like another big one. A lot of people are very excited about that. The discount on Grayscale's Bitcoin GBTC product seems to have actually gotten a little more narrow. And then last but not least, yesterday, Reddit announced that they're actually going to be closing down their blockchain-based community points initiative. So definitely more of a negative headline and definitely a bit of a bummer on, something that a lot of people really pointed to as, hey, these are kind of some real world adoption things that we're seeing for crypto. But that aside, I've got some token news to talk to you about this week. It has been a busy one. So let's start off by talking about Uniswap. There we go. Okay. So for those who aren't familiar, so this has been like the news of the week so far. So it's really rocked the industry. Uniswap Labs, the for-profit entity that focuses on development of the Uniswap protocol and its front end, announced that they were going to introduce a 0.15 or 15 basis point fee on all trades conducted through its website and mobile app. So the announcement's actually gotten a ton of attention and backlash since a lot of people were quick to point out that the equity portion of Uniswap's business benefits greatly from the fee implementation at the expense of Uni token holders. So it's no secret that for years, Uniswap token holders have tried through governance to initiate a fee switch. A fee switch, which is it's built into the code, but it essentially has to be activated through governance. And the idea would be that token holders could receive some sort of a dividend on all trades performed through the platform. There's been a lot of issues with this over the year. A lot of votes have failed to push through fee switch discussions. A lot of it has been pushed or focused on, hey, there's regulatory uncertainty. This might make Uni a security. There's tax consequences involved. And also even just the more basic ones, which is, hey, if we take away earnings that go to the liquidity providers on these AMMs, will we kill the business ultimately? So this has been a huge issue back and forth on, probably the biggest DeFi protocol and the most used protocol in crypto. And unfortunately, nothing got passed. And so a lot of people now are not really feeling that excited that, Uniswap Labs is just putting a fee on top of everything without necessarily, which again, kind of really hurts the Uni token holders here. There are some notable things here, by the way. Majority of the Uni tokens are still controlled by early investors and team members. Some have even speculated that the introduction of the trading fee is to provide revenue to Uniswap Labs, which is a venture-funded entity with over 140 employees. So there's definitely been some estimates out there too on like how much Uniswap Labs would have made if they'd introduced this fee switch in the last 2 years. If you actually just did it on all of the trading that was done through Uniswap, they would have over like 2 billion in revenue. Since yesterday, there's actually been some more analysis on this, looking at like what actually goes through their front end UI versus through aggregators, through the contracts directly, since a lot of people don't necessarily just use Uniswap's website. They plug into their contracts, so they use an aggregator like a 1inch or CowSwap to get best execution. And those all kind of avoid the fee. So there's definitely been some estimates as high as $2 billion. There's also been some that are more like $30 million year to date. But overall, this has definitely hurt Uniswap's token and kind of a future for where that token could be valuable outside of just being used in governance. So with that, Uniswap is down 4% for the week. All right. Next, we're going to talk about Lido. So liquid staking protocol Lido has really been facing a lot of heat this week with a spate of bad news. So first, late last week, the protocol lost out for a grant of ARB tokens during the Arbitrum grant funding round, which concluded last Thursday. So those against Lido's proposal argued that it shouldn't need any additional incentives to support the growth of its already large protocol at over 13 billion in TVL. And a lot of people, believe that these grant fundings should really go to smaller up and coming projects. So that was really, a bit of a hot debate in the Arbitrum discussions or the Arbitrum governance. And ultimately, Lido did not earn any ARB grants through this latest round. On Monday, Lido will also officially announced that they're going to sunset support for Solana staking over the next 2 to 3 months. So this has been something that's been in discussion in the governance forum for a bit, but it was officially voted through, and they announced like the timeline for sunsetting. But basically, continuing the staking support on Solana has really been a huge cost for Lido. Just maintaining the infrastructure, and the fact that the price of Solana has gone down so drastically in the last 2 years has really hurt any revenue potential. So the cost to maintain infrastructure is really outstripping any revenue earned. And then finally, late on Monday, another proposal was published that also recommended winding down support for Polygon staking. And while both of these staking services are only comprising a small amount of overall TVL, about less than 1%, it really greatly reduces Lido's business lines, leaving it, only with supporting Ethereum staking if it indeed, winds down Matic as well. So a lot of questions about the future of Lido. Is it really just an Ethereum only protocol? We shall see. It is down 3.4% on this news. All right. Next, we can talk about Phantom. So after the multi-chain bridge hack led to the exodus of TVL from Layer 1 protocol Phantom, this was a few weeks ago, a new hack has further hurt their ecosystem this week. So yesterday, reports surfaced that the Phantom Foundation wallets were exploited in a Google Chrome zero-day hack, which drained about $550,000 from the foundation wallets and numerous other funds from a foundation employee's personal wallets to the tune of $7 million. This very unfortunate, like I said, especially considering earlier this year, they went through this multi-chain, which was the main bridge to Phantom, had a hack, and essentially like every bit of money left Phantom as a result. Phantom team says they're still actively investigating the issue to find out what went wrong. Despite this, Phantom's only down 2% for the week. All right, last but not least, we're going to talk about Ripple. All right, so yesterday, gaming payment processor Xsola and blockchain payment processor BitPay announced the addition of Ripple's XRP token as a payment method. So notably, Xsola and BitPay are the payment providers for Roblox, which is a popular Web 2 game creation platform. So people can go on, create their own games using like the Roblox framework. It's super popular among the young kids. So I've been told by my teammates with young children. And it's done pretty well. In Q1, Roblox actually reported $773 billion of in-game spending, which is really, which is huge. That means it just gives an indication of the types of amount of flow or volume that could be done through XRP. So XRP is considered a faster, lower fee crypto asset than Bitcoin or ETH. So potentially you could have some users trending towards using that more. The addition of XRP also signals that the corporations are becoming more comfortable with Ripple following the positive ruling in its lawsuit against the SEC. With that, Ripple is up 80 basis points for the week. All right, that's all I got for you guys this week. I hope you enjoyed our insights. Tune in here again next Wednesday at 1 p.m. Pacific to hear what's driving token prices.